policies related to the green economy, but there are also issues that are tackled by, for example, our work groups. So we have work groups on the Port of Los Angeles, on environmental justice, parks and water, and transportation. So we want to see what the connection is and what the confluence is between those environmental issues and the green economy. So I think that if you just look forward a little bit and think about what we want to change in terms of transportation, what we want to change in terms of parks, water, open space, we see that there's opportunities for work and for business around those issues. For example, we want to see public transit incentivized. So what does that mean? It doesn't just mean more buses, it means alternative fuel vehicles. So we need people who are going to maintain those vehicles, who are going to build those vehicles, and industry that's going to deliver the parts pieces for that. If we want better parks, we need to have drought-tolerant landscaping. We need to have smart irrigation. Again, there's a lot of opportunities for businesses there and also for jobs. So we need people who understand what drought-tolerant landscaping is. We need gardeners who can install the smart irrigation. We need tree surgeons who understand what the canopy is going to provide for us. The Port of Los Angeles, which is a huge polluter and a tremendous problem for environmental issues, but at the same time, it's an enormous economic driver. So we can't shut things down. We have to look at alternatives. So we have to look at, if you're going to close a door on something, what's the door that you're going to open? One of the opportunities is electrification at the port. Again, there is an enormous amount of job potential there. So we're looking at all of these things, and we want to not only have the environmental community support these initiatives, but look to the larger community-based organizations, the labor organizations like Daniel was talking about, the economic justice organizations, the educational institutions. There are opportunities for all of us. So the political action that we'd like to see from all of those organizations and from you all would be to support the green jobs efforts, to ensure that the government is looking at and providing resources for programs that provide green jobs, training and education, the kind of career pathways that we're hearing about, and also the projects that are going to create green jobs. So if we have a green purchasing policy in the city and the county of Los Angeles and the institutions like the Community College District, the procurement power is enormous. It's in the hundreds of millions of dollars when you look at all of the goods that are being purchased. So we want people to come out and say, we want to know that the city and the county and the region's policies on environmentally preferable purchasing are being followed through and are sound and actable policies. The same would go for the green building policies, which we hear about, and also the green businesses, that local, small, medium-sized businesses are incentivized so that there's an opportunity, for example, the hotel that we saw for our local hotels in Los Angeles to change their practices, to go green, and we need people to say, that's the hotel I want to stay in. That's the hotel I want my convention to come to. So really there's something that everybody can do in that way to ensure that these are priorities. And so what will happen is we will have a green jobs opportunity, and then we'll also have a green business opportunity, because you need the skilled workforce and you need the materials to make all of these policies and practices go forward. Then there's the other thing which we would encourage, and that is individual action. So, we hear a lot about that, but we don't actually hear enough about it. We would like for public education on climate change to really be ubiquitous. So we would like for every bus and every banner in the city of Los Angeles, the county of Los Angeles, tell you what you can do every single day to make change, right, to positively impact the climate. So wouldn't it be wonderful if they told you on Monday's the day that you bring your lunch, Tuesday's the day you bring your own bag, Wednesday's the day that you recycle, Thursday's the day you take the train. So we just want to see that kind of individual action not only be promoted and talked about, but actually followed through with. Another piece of that is education. So people say, well, why should I bring my own bag? Or what's the point of having my own coffee cup? And I think that education comes from not only the institutions, which we see enormous shift in. The community college district really has taken the lead on that. LAUSD is a little bit slower to make change, but they're going down that road. But organizations like Green LA, this is, a shameless plug, I think is appropriate, does really, really wonderful environmental education. And so the more that we can instill an understanding not only of ecosystems and sort of this big idea of global warming, which is a little bit scary, but the individual action. So what happens outside your front door, what happens inside your house if you conserve water, if you recycle. That kind of understanding about what's happening and the importance of conserving resources and positively impacting climate change, that should start very early on. And that's something that the community can have an impact. You can talk to your school district, you can talk to your community-based organizations and say, we want environmental education not only for adults who are going out and changing their practices, but for children, because the children are actually going to be the thing that anyone who knows who has a kid is, they push you to do the right thing, right? And then additionally, they're going to teach us all a bigger lesson. So in terms of individual action, we'd really love to see that kind of impetus around your own action, around environmental education. We'd like for you to ask the government to have accessible information. So when you go to the city or the county website, how far do you have to click through to find out, what the solar capabilities are on your roof? You actually can go to LA County and they have a solar mapping site. So you can find out how much solar is available on your rooftop. You can go to the city of Los Angeles, to the Department of Water and Power, and they'll come and change out your refrigerator. If you have an old, inefficient refrigerator, if you have a small business, they'll come and change all your light bulbs for free. The problem is, of course, that you have to click through and click through and click through until you find those things. And so we'd love to see that information to really be accessible so that everybody can take advantage of it. Okay. I should finish. I'm on my last. So in addition to that, there's one great thing that's happening. The city of Los Angeles is getting $37 million to do energy efficiency. There's in the federal stimulus and energy efficiency and conservation block grant. So they've decided, instead of just determining how they're going to spend the money within City Hall, they're doing public meetings. And those meetings are actually starting next week, and we have on the table there business cards and some information about the coalition and about green jobs. But if you take the business card, we will give you the schedule. They're going to be citywide, 7 meetings, and the idea is it's an open house, so you can just drop in. You don't have to come for the whole 2 or 3 hours. And you can tell the city how you think they should spend this $37 million. And there's a lot of different options, actually very interesting. So that's really a very specific thing that you can do to help the city move forward on energy efficiency. And by doing that, it really impacts the whole region. As we know, if we do one thing within our borders, our 4 million people in the city of Los Angeles, it's really going to impact the millions of people in the region. So it's a very exciting possibility, and we would like for you to all participate if possible. And I think really that, our point is that as the green economy moves forward and the new economy moves forward, that there are a lot of opportunities for participation, because this is something new and there's so much innovation, there's so much changing every day that your involvement really is critical and your engagement's really critical.